Welcome back to another episode of A Tribe Called Dhillon podcast. I'm Angie Dhillon.
And I'm Rose Dhillon.
And I'm Alvin Dhillon.
Woo! That only took us 3 tries to get right. Good job.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, Al.
Have a little tongue rolling issue going on today.
Al had a little tongue twister things going on, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I haven't told you folks or you two about today's topic because I think we're just going to
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. And I didn't even do any questions for it.
Okay.
It's going to be free flow.
Oh, we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
We're going to try not to talk over top of one another. Today's topic, or what I want to talk about, I think it's important that we talk about is not the pursuit of happiness, but the pursuit of purpose.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think we got it all wrong. And I think society has it all wrong. Can't chase happiness, right? You can't chase something that you don't know is what's going to make you happy. But you can pursue a purpose, because generally when you're pursuing your purpose, that indirectly somehow has a positive effect. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does.
Right.
Somewhat, yeah.
What's your purpose?
But I forgot we didn't even introduce Miko. Miko Dio Double Jizzle
he's a
in the
silent
house.
member. Oh, hi. Oh, look, he rose
He's back
to the
by popular
occasion.
demand. We had a lot of comments.
A lot of people wanted to see
a lot of
Miko.
DMs. They all said that we miss Miko and they want to see him back. So we said we'll bring him back.
Look at him. He
on
looks
for a little
so
while.
reluctant right now.
He's
For our Spotify listeners, please tune
being a
into
little
this.
difficult today. The
YouTube.
talent's being a little difficult.
Spotify listeners, please log into our YouTube channel to see this. You can see his body language is so stiff. It's like, Alvin, don't pick me up. What a diva.
Right, man. Be over soon.
He's like, leave me alone in my purpose.
So he said, just like I said, I'm the silent member of the podcast.
So let's get in. I'm gonna, whoever wants to jump right in. What are we chasing? Are we chasing something, do you feel, Rose?
I feel like they're like the spirit inside our physical body just wants to come out. Like it's chasing, whether it's drinking, partying, sex, drugs, you name it. It's just pursuing, climbing Mount Everest. It's trying to get out, I feel. And I think once you realize that it's just never going to be able to escape the physical body until it's ready, then you don't have to keep chasing. The chasing starts to slow down. The pursuit of it, that chase of the high, slows down when you just come to realize. And that's where, for me, meditation really helps me to just chill out and just go with the flow. Because, like you said, we're just constantly chasing something in this quote unquote pursuit of happiness.
Yeah. Al?
Yeah, I would say I kind of agree with that. I feel like I'm always consuming something. Like I need something to consume. Like once you've eaten something, okay, now you want more. Once you've gone out, you've had a drink, you want more. You've gone out and you've done other activities, I want more. And I feel like we're always just consuming things either to numb something inside or keep ourselves busy from really actually listening to our own intuition, which is telling us something. And I feel like when you're younger, you just kind of follow what everybody else is doing. You go down that same path and you're not really listening until you get older and you start realizing, it's not out there is what I'm looking for. It's something inside that I got to find and work on. Because just like Rose was saying, I was trying to do meditation before, but I guess I maybe wasn't doing it properly, or I wasn't applying myself, or I wasn't ready for it. So I felt like I would just say, it helped, but it maybe helped me a little bit, like not much. But I would say lately now I'm really kind of understanding or listening to my body and saying, okay, when I'm meditation, what is really meditation? We're all just trying to figure that out too. And I just realized like sometimes I just let it go. I'm like, maybe it's just me just being like as little as thoughts as possible. Yeah. And when you do that for even like 10, 15 minutes, that's when you're like, this is maybe what I was looking for. It's like that sense of peace that comes about you that you couldn't find in the drink or in the joint or in the TV, the movie you're watching. It was like inside us. It's right there. It's just us closing our eyes, closing our ears, and just listening to our inner self.
Mm-hmm. That's really good, Al. It's that inner peace.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. And I feel like that's as you get older, that's what you're looking for, is that sense of peace inside.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
So in my 30s, I spent a lot of time chasing materialism. I think a lot of people can probably concur to this. Just the designer handbags. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, so I would always have to wait for things, or I didn't have, I didn't have access to luxury items, things that I wanted. I had all that in my 30s, and none of that stuff ever made me happy. It was always like, well, what else can I get? Until I think when you go through life-changing events, like such as a divorce, a separation, when you're hitting almost 40, that epiphany,
losing a parent,
that epiphany now starts to come, and that aha, like what's really making me happy? Like these things are just surface level stuff. They're just, once you make that transaction of that purchase, that high is gone now, right? That feeling of like the anticipation and the buildup, like I'm going to go buy this. I'm saving up my money. I'm going to make this purchase on this shoe or a handbag or whatever it is. Now you get it and you're like, okay, I don't have that feeling anymore. It's gone.
The chase is gone. The feeling of the chase is gone.
So that's how I felt. I'm like, it's not about just being happiness. It's not about the pursuit of happiness or chasing happiness or finding happiness. It's being happy. But once you find your purpose, I think you're automatically going to start being just happier because you don't need things to make yourself happy.
Yeah. You know, I think for me,
it's about a purpose.
Yeah.
You got to have a purpose.
Well, I think life is a struggle. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but don't get it twisted. It's not going to be peaches and roses. But having a meaningful struggle is what gives you motivation, inspires you, elevates you to want to be better and do better.
Yeah.
But when you don't have a purpose, then life is just a struggle. But when you figure out it's a meaningful struggle, I'm willing to put the work in because it's going to be meaningful in the end. You know, kind of like what we're doing with this podcast, right? It's very meaningful for us to share our stories, talk to our viewers about some hardships that we've gone through and how we've overcome them. It feels like we're getting our meaningful purpose, right? Because I don't know about you, but I mean, I have a day job that's really great and it's wonderful. I learn a lot, but it doesn't impact me on the level that I feel like is my purpose until I come and do this. So this is where I feel like, oh,
like you're
finally,
this is your happy place.
This is it. Like, finally, I get it. Like, it feels such a nice release to be able to just say, I want to share this. If this can hit one woman or one man who's maybe in a place in their life that doesn't feel so motivating or inspiring, and I can just give you some tools or tips, you know, of what's helped me. I feel like I've done something better for humanity. I've left the planet better than I found.
And have you noticed that with this meaningful purpose of yours, there's nothing attached to it, a materialistic item, no attachment to anything. It's just you being of service and finding your purpose.
Yes.
But it makes you happy.
Yes.
And Miko concurs with that.
Yeah, clearly.
Thank you, Miko. Dhillon. You were just saying right now that this is your meaningful purpose. And then Miko, of course, started barking, which I think that meant that he concurs. And I was saying too that, do you notice that there's no monetary materialism or anything attached to you being happy? It's just you talking about and sharing ideas, and you're like, I find joy in this.
I figured I've spent so much time reading books. I guess I'll start sharing what I'm reading and what I'm learning, because a lot of these books have helped me, like my meditation, exercising every day. These little things have kept me sane, afloat, and positive. So yeah, the power of positivity.
So thanks, Rosapedia.
You're welcome.
Instead of Wikipedia, we got Rosapedia in the house.
Like I said, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if I can be your guys as a positive member of the team, I'll take it.
Yeah, I got a waiting list on mine, so I'll let you know when, when things open up.
We're on each other's list. We're number 1.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What about you, Al? What are your thoughts about this concept of finding your purpose versus finding happiness?
A good deep
purpose.
question.
I think when you find your purpose, happiness is just automatically going to come.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think we expect us to ourselves what we think of happiness is that you just wake up every day and that childlike state that we were when you're like, oh, we know today's like we're going to play PE and have fun and the no worries, the no responsibilities type of feeling. But I don't think as you get older, that's the feeling that is what really happens. We're chasing that feeling always, but that's not what you get. And I think that what you get and how you get it is through purpose when you're doing meaningful things, which I'm just starting to discover. So it's not like I'm saying I know everything about it. I'm literally on the cusp of starting to say, oh, it's like I'm slowly starting to see like the light open up. I'm like, okay, is this what we're supposed to be doing now? It's not what my old way wasn't working. So maybe this is the way. So I think that once you start finding your purpose and you working on your passion, which I actually find now it's growing on me that I'm really enjoying this podcast and I'm really enjoying that, especially the back end part of it, the editing, what it takes to create an episode. And I know ours is not anywhere near what some of these podcasts are out there, but just to get even like a good episode out, it's a lot of work, a lot of background scenes. So
creating those reels.
Yeah. So I have a whole respect for influencers and people content creators that work on their craft, vloggers. And you see their videos because I watch a lot of YouTube and I like to learn. I watch the podcast, vloggers. And a lot of times these guys will say, oh yeah, we edited ourselves or we did it this way, or we worked on the content. And you look at how much it takes to make a 30-minute piece of content. You're like, whoa, that's a whole other level of respect. But for me, I found that I'm enjoying it and I'm learning more as I'm growing and I'm growing too. I'm like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. And I'm starting to see that that's where actually you get that sense of happiness from, is that when you're in that state of, oh, this doesn't feel like work. This feels like just me having fun and me talking to my supporters and me building a community of like-minded people, so we can all kind of get through this journey of life and talk about what's helping us along the way. Because as I'm going, I'm getting all my information from reading, like meditation, surrounding myself with positive people that are thinking the same way of me. Is like, hey man, when you get negative thoughts, that's when you gotta shut that shit down. Because if you let that stuff grow, it's like weeds. They'll start planting up everywhere, and you won't be able to control it. And you're gonna find yourself now in that rut of like, I'm looking at life like, oh, why me? I play the victim card. When you actually have to take responsibility and say, you know what, I can change my future if I start doing better for myself and taking care of myself. Because you can't take care of anybody else unless you take care of yourself first. Yeah. And I found that out the hard way. And I'm still learning. So if anybody got any tips or any good books or any good podcasts that like self-help and motivation, send it our way.
Mm-hmm. We love that stuff. Yeah. And Al, as big sister sitting next to you here, you actually just lit up. I don't know if you saw Rose while you're talking about it. I love talking
to people about like life and like feeding off their energy and hearing like 5 people in a room say, tell me your perspective about this question. And then let's just say, oh, it's cool how you see it like that. It's just like how politics are. There's Democrats, Republicans, and whoever, and ask them the same question and they'll have 5 different answers.
Yep.
And you're kind of like, oh, I see that. And that's like, I think the joy of having democracy, you have freedom of speech. So as much as we hate it, there's hate speech out there and whatnot, but people have the right to speak.
Yeah. I think the key there, he says, is keeping that open mind.
Yeah.
That is the key, because like you said, all 5 people will have different perspectives, and that's okay. They've all come from different parts of the world, different experiences, childhood, different everything.
Traumas that they've dealt with.
Exactly. So just understanding that you can agree to disagree, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. That is okay. There's place in the world for that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I think when you're sharing life experiences with people with different perspective, that individual that you're speaking to can actually change your outlook on a subject matter, because you've got, you're thinking something one way. And then when you understand it from their perspective, you're like, I never even thought to look at it from that lens. Right. That's the beauty.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I was in LA, right, this past weekend. I don't know what it was, but like I met so many people, whether at the restaurant, bar, at my hotel. I was talking to a 50-year-old man, my Uber drivers, just everyone was sharing their stories. And I realized people need an outlet. People don't have an outlet. I think I might have heard probably like 9 kind of unlayering stories from random strangers, whether it was on the Uber, again, wherever I was, just people telling. And I thought, people don't talk enough. And actually there was a theme. They were all men.
They want to be heard, right?
Yeah.
They feel like they're not being heard. So whoever's going to give them an ear.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I was just thinking about it. Most of them were men that felt this need to just release and tell me stuff that was life, professional life, things they were going through or how they were juggling. And I just held space.
That's great. Do you know why? I mean, I think I know why people are not talking enough, because everybody's doing this. Everyone's on their phone, head down, social media, absorbed in their own world, that they don't even know what's happening outside their orbit.
Their bubble.
Right. Yeah. What I took from that was, I think a lot of people are lonely and spending maybe time, like you said, on social solitude, not knowing that expressing yourself is so necessary, releasing this stuff. And if it's a stranger, why not? We were watching that Netflix documentary, Schultz, and it's the one
that's a really good one.
Really great one, right? And where he was saying that we go to our friends to vent, and they give us advice, usually bad advice, and then we go to a counselor to release, but they don't give us any advice, when it really should be swapped. Your friends should just be holding space. And the therapist,
listening. Your friends should be listening, right?
Which I'm notorious. Sometimes I'm a good listener today. So I'm like, I just want to fix their problem. I know when to stop that. But your counselor is where you should be getting the advice from on how to
not from your friends.
Not from your friends. Yeah. And I'm guilty of it. You guys know that sometimes I want to give you guys just space to say what you want to say, but I go into that, hang on, I have a Jay Shetty quote to help you through it. And I was like, knock it off, Rose. They don't always want that. Sometimes people just want to be heard. So, ask your friends when they're coming to you to tell you something. hey, do you want to be heard or do you want advice? And that way you can proceed that conversation. There's no harm in asking your friend or you asking your loved ones, like, hey, before you go into what's bothering you, do you want to be heard or do you want advice? And they might say, I want a little bit of both, but I'll start with me being just heard.
That's a good point of view, Rose. I think I did something like that a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, maybe on social media, where I said, you can hear someone, but are you really listening to them? There's a big difference between that. Yeah. Al, any thoughts?
No, I think we hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Were either of you at any time chasing happiness?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what kind of happiness were you chasing?
I think we're always still somewhat chasing it. I'm still like, hey, I wonder what it'd feel like if we had that, like, the kid-like feeling again. But, you have to put work in to kind of get what exactly that feeling it was. When we were younger, we thought drinking and partying was the way to happiness, having fun on the weekend and then just going to school, working during the week and doing it all over again. And that cycle doesn't bring you happiness.
Rose, you?
Yeah. I think you're right. I'm chasing that kid-like feeling when I was so free, like whether we're in Victoria and running around Butchart Garden or if I was dancing to a shitty baby song, whatever that escape was, I realized as an adult, I was chasing that, but in wrong things, material items, like you said,
shopping,
partying at a club, maybe getting it with a drink or two. And when I started realizing I can do this all on my own by just reliving some of those childhood things. And that's why I was saying to you guys, my new thing right now every morning is playing some kind of a song first thing in the morning, 7 a.m., whatever it is. That's what I need to get me going for the day. Cool. Now I know what I need to get me through the day. And sometimes it's multiple times a day where I'll go for a brisk walk, I'll dance or, meditate, things to keep me afloat and keep me staying positive.
Al, you and I had, I think, this conversation a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about things of our childhood that we enjoyed or we got enjoyment out of. I used to have a basketball court in our backyard. Those of you that don't know, I am a killer, a basketball player. 3-point shooting. I am number one.
Didn't you do it in your high heels too?
Yeah, I actually beat one of my cousins' friend. I'm not going to say his name. He was apparently one of the best in that game that you play 21. I actually beat him in pink stilettos. I won't say his name. He knows who he is. I won't fair and swear. But I started to realize the more things that I did that brought me enjoyment as a child that I'm going to do as an adult is what gets me excited. So Al, do you recall you actually asked us for your birthday to buy you rollerblades?
Yeah,
so let's talk about that.
I used to love playing roller hockey around our cul-de-sac. Me and all the kids are on the block every day after school. From like 4 p.m. till like 8 p.m. until it got, even while it was dark, but you couldn't even see the tennis ball. We were sitting there playing hockey, having a great time. And we would also incorporate the fights like they do in real hockey. So the rule was like, you don't hit the face, you should hit everywhere else on the body. And then you don't hit hard to injure the person, just enough. And then if the person takes your shirt and flips over your face, the fight's over. So we used to, it was so much fun though. And then you take shifts. So like if you get tired, you go tag someone else in. And we usually had 5-on-5. And then every day that one neighbor would always complain, and he knows who he is, douchebag. He always get mad, come out with the tennis ball, hit his garage, and try to break up the game. And then we all just like go stand there and let him yell at us for about 5 minutes, and he goes back inside. We start up again. It was amazing. Like we did that probably for a good 4 or 5 years, and then once we hit high school, it was kind of like, we're too cool for this now. We want to go and just hang out, parties, and pick up girls, and have a good time. And we don't want to really play sports, only every now and then. And then if you think about that was where the real fun was, when you just had that, go on Toonie Tuesday to KFC on your bikes. There'd be like, we would double up. So like one person would be riding the bike, one person sits on the handles.
Wow. It's like India style.
During
some deep stories there, Al.
You rip there at 12 o'clock, grab your Toonie Tuesday, eat it, rip there, come back by 12:30.
It's the simple things, right?
Exactly, the simple
If
things.
you think about it now, you couldn't do it.
It's the simple things that
We
bring
might
you
have to
the.
recreate the scene.
Okay.
It's the simple things that bring you the most amount of enjoyment,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It really is.
So are you gonna take back up rollerblading?
Yeah.
And you got a
If you guys buy
secret
it
to
from me,
share.
yeah.
You got a secret to share. You discovered cornhole. Let's talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, I'm gonna become a
This is a-
cornhole champion.
It's a big thing right now. About
Yeah.
It's getting
cornhole.
huge in the States. I saw it on watching a show. I think it was like Jersey Shore or
let's
something.
credit
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Of course it was.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was
of
gonna say
course
it, but I was
it
like, you know what? I've been a fan for like 10 years.
We're growing with
Yeah,
them.
it is what it is. Like, that's not it's entertainment.
It's
Okay?
our guilty pleasure. We
it's
do
my
watch
guilty
Jersey
pleasure.
Shore.
I
When
don't.
Mike's situation, he was like talking about how he's becoming a cornhole star, and I was like, yeah, I've played that game before at our cousin's like family barbecue, but I was like, let me look into this. And I go start flipping the channels on the sports channels. ESPN has like a dedicated channel to cornhole. And all of a sudden I'm looking at all these football players, all these big celebrities. They're all playing cornhole, and there's like big money in that in the States. And for me, I was like, I didn't look at the money part, but I was like, hey, this game seems kind of fun because I remember I used to play it. So then I looked it up online. I Googled it while I was watching the show. And then I was like, oh my God, there's cornhole leagues all around us here. So I joined a cornhole league in Cloverdale.
Good for you.
It's every Friday from 6 to 9.
Well,
Come check it out, guys. I challenge you.
So Al, you went to go play cornhole. Tell us, where did you
It was
rank?
amazing.
How many people were there? Tell us, because I'm
there
really
was about
intrigued.
like 50, 60 people. They said it was one of the biggest turnouts they have because they just started it up about 2 months ago. And he's like, it's starting to get very popular. I do got to say, I would say I was probably the youngest one there. So,
What's the age group of these cornhole players?
Anyone from like kids to like adults. So there was a lot of retirees there. There's some kids there. There was like one like superstar kid. You can tell this guy like plays like all the time. And it was I would say might be 10, 15 people in my age group. So it was kind of spread out, but everybody had a great time. I made friends with a lot of like seniors, a lot of younger people. And then after that, they're all like, hey man, we're all going to Rusty's pub. You want to come check it out? And I was like, you know what, next time, man, I was like, I'm going to take it easy tonight. I was like, it's Friday. I still got Saturday to go.
For those people that don't know what cornhole is, I'm learning about this. What is it?
It's a new game. Well, it's not a new game. It's been around for a while, but it's becoming very popular. It's basically like 2 boards about 27 feet apart. That's regulation. And then you got 2 teams, and you got a beanbag. So you got to throw it. 1 point lands on the actual board. 3 for actually getting the hole, and you got to get to 21, or depending on how they run it at that time. And you have tournaments, and I think it's like a $10.
And what was the distance that you said that you have to be from the 27 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Seems far. There was this one lady, poor lady. You couldn't even reach the edge of the thing. Like every time she'd throw it, because her arms and stuff were very short, every time she would throw it, it wouldn't land anywhere near the thing. I felt so bad. I was like, you can come move closer, and she'd move closer.
Okay, well that sounds fun. So I think, have you found some purpose in cornholing?
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun. I'm hoping to become a cornhole champion.
Okay, we will watch you in your journey. I'm actually excited and intrigued by this.
Yeah, I think I need something like that. Besides, I feel like work is just not my life, but I do have some really cool things to share because of my day job. I get to go to really cool places. I was in LA. I went to the LA Music Center downtown LA, and God, that building is beautiful. Like that's where the opera, the symphony, all that magic happens.
So much art and history.
Yeah, so much art and history. And I got to go through, and he's like, oh, this room was where Barack Obama sat. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I got to experience the entire buildings and seeing all that. And I just was like, I remember feeling like so blessed. Like I'm here for work and I'm here to do my job, but I also get to experience really cool things and be a part of technological advances in these really cool spaces. So that was really fun. And then I actually was supporting LA Galaxy. It's a soccer team. Yeah. They were actually playing Vancouver Whitecaps that night.
Oh, nice.
LA Galaxy, I think David Beckham played on that team.
Yeah, I didn't know that because there was a big Beckham symbol of him there. And I was like, oh, why is that here? Is it because it's just soccer? I don't know much about soccer.
I think he, at that time, joined the LA Galaxy to raise awareness on the sport of soccer in North America.
Yep. That's why it's a huge, larger than life. Should have taken a video of it for you guys. But yeah, that was my second cool thing I got to do.
David Beckham found his purpose at a young age as a soccer player, right?
Yep.
Yep. And look where that led him to.
And he was like a trendsetter as far as like hairstyles too. I remember when he got the faux hawk, everyone wanted the faux hawk, and then he changed it up, everyone followed him. And I love that commercial that he did with Kevin Hart.
I love that.
That was hilarious.
Great.
I watched that over and over again.
What a good looking guy he is though, huh?
God, he's beautiful.
Very
Very
good
talented
looking.
too. Amazing.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
movie.
so on the subject of pursuing things, as we evolve and as we're getting older, do you think that pursuit of that childlike feeling will ever go away? Or do you think we're always going to want to feel that excitement inside?
I think a lot of people actually turn that part off. I think and again, it all depends on your childhood. Some had really bad childhood that they don't even want to relive any of that because the negative outweighed positive. I think in our situation, our positive experiences outweigh the negative situations because we do have a lot of negative things that happen to us. But the positive was stronger, and those things that we created, the dancing, the parks, the running outside. I mean, how many times did you and I play outside till like 10:30 at night? Nicky Nine Doors, running and doing the stuff we did. We had a blast. And so I think that's why for us, we want to relive those experiences as an adult. And I truly believe when we're 50, 60, 70, we're still going to have that
I
childhood.
still want to do pranks.
You and I still do dumb shit all the time.
We do.
Yeah,
that.
and we have a good laugh at ourselves when we do the dumb stuff, and we're like, I can't believe we just did that. But it's so great. Like, I think you saying about how you want to make the video for Rocky. You're like, I really wanted to like do Rocky, and I'm like, I really want to be Hulkamania. Like, you know, and we're probably going to do it, and we're going to share it with you guys.
We will, and we're going to show our silly side. We're going to showcase it. I think the reason I love that Rocky is just because it's that struggle story that I can relate to with Rocky. It's the good versus evil. He overcomes adversity, and I just love that. I think it's also the music, the sound.
Well, that's I was thinking about our theme song, "Eye of the Tiger." You know, and I think you had decided, we all collectively chose that song, but you really pushed for that song. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, he's kind of like Rocky.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's that toughness and that hardness. He's got grit. I've got grit.
Yep.
But it's the music, and you know, it pumps you up. It gets you going, and it's like that running up the stairs and saying, Adrian!
I just love the whole buildup of the song where he's like training up and down the box ring. Yeah, cracking the eggs, you know.
You think you can do that, Al? As I know Ange can do that. You think you can do that?
What?
The training video for Rocky?
I think I could.
All right.
I don't think I can crack the eggs and drink that stuff raw.
Oh, yeah,
I tried that one time. Literally like an hour later, I threw it all up. And I was like, I'm going to start today. But I was like, you want to gain some weight? You know, just start eating raw eggs, man.
Oh.
The guy's like, I eat like 3 a day. I was like, you know what? Let me start off with 1. I did 1, and all of a sudden I was like an hour later, puked. And I was like, my whole day's ruined.
And going back to like what I said, pursuing happiness, pursuing purpose, Rocky, one of the greatest movies, and all of them. I think there was it three
It was
parts?
like 5.
Okay.
And then they redid the Creed. Creed is the remake of that. That was really well
Michael
too.
B. Jordan.
Creed 3, I think, is just out right now. Yeah.
And Sylvester Stallone. Oh, Sylvester Stallone and I share the same birthday, July 6th, by the way.
Wow. Awesome.
True story. He looks great at 76.
Do you know who and I share the same birthday as?
Who, Jennifer Aniston?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Shout out.
I think I take the cake
Shout
on
out
that
to
one.
JC.
I take the cake on that one.
Okay.
Moment of silence for that guy.
Awkward. I made it awkward. The other reason I feel that movie just resonated is because you can connect to the struggles in that, and you can see that he's not chasing anything materialistic, but he's chasing that win, that hunger, that fight to prove himself. And it was more a fight with himself, like I said back, you versus you. So in the end, you know, after all this hard work, exercise, you know, like just days of not seeing his spouse and just really grinding it, and you see in the end the result of all of his hard work. That's what life is about. There's no easy way out in life, right? You got to really put the effort in to see results.
And you know, to add to that pursuit of happiness, so one thing I have learned that is so important to do on a daily basis is laugh. There's some days where I'm a little struggling to get something to make me laugh, so I call Al. Thank God for Al, because I'm like, I need you to make me laugh. I just need it. Al is our resident comedian. You know, he's always on to make us laugh. But some days, you know, you're not available. Obviously, you're busy. You've got a life. That I was like, I'll go back to watching our nephew. That one video I made. That other video of the guy who's pranking the old man. I go back to that. But I have a few things that I'll do, and I'll just laugh for 4 or 5 minutes, and then I forget about what I was worried about or upset about. And I'm like, God, laughter really is the best medicine, hands down. Like,
So true.
You're always like, I just went
laugh.
back and watched your old videos of you, and I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Yep. Laugh.
It's free. It's free, and your serotonin levels go up. If you
Dopamine.
ever,
I love laughing. Like,
if you ever want some good laughter, Rose, I have this actually in my saved in my videos, and I frequently go back to it. And I'm guilty. I don't know why I like watching videos of people falling off.
I know you're weird.
the bicycles.
when they
Those
do the
bicycle
prank
pranks.
bikes, when they try to steal it, and they,
And the bike falls apart. She loves this.
No joke. If you play it right now, I will literally get tears in my eyes from laughing because I find that so comical. And yes, you don't want anyone to get injured in those pranks, but if you're going to go steal a bike, you better know something's going to happen to you. Karma, boom. Karma's going to get you.
they're probably stealing the bike. Like, man, this is a piece of shit bike. It broke on the first ride.
So see, look, we're laughing. So it's that power of, it's we don't need to chase anything. We all got it in us to be
I think we have to
happy.
watch that video today.
I think so too.
I want to see somebody fall off the bike. Or the best of the string, they don't even notice the string on it. The guy's going. And some of these guys fly pretty far, like 7-8 feet in the air.
And thank God they don't
And
get
they just
injured.
get up and run off.
And the best is when they're going downhill. You know those
in
like
San
the sidewalks.
Francisco, Oh my God.
Okay.
That makes me think about, see, my mind went back to this. I have a few of those pocket laughters where I was so exhausted and you're so tired
Hysterical
that the laughter is like delirious.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know if viewers have ever had this, but I've been times where maybe I've got too much on my plate, a little stress, and I laughed. Do you remember when we went to that meditation center?
Oh, yes, I do. I know exactly where you're going with this story.
So, we were in a meditation place and it was like maybe 10 people in the room. And I was inside and this older woman farted.
I can't take Rose anywhere.
I couldn't contain myself. So I started laughing hard. Because she not only did she fart, she goes, sorry.
And she admitted,
So it was dead silence.
Yeah.
You had dead silence,
Yeah.
and all here. And then
Sorry.
and she admitted to farting.
So I couldn't control myself. And I started laughing. And she's like, shut up. And I couldn't control myself. So I was like this. And I just quickly opened the door. I'm outside. By the way, it's all glass window.
Yeah.
And her and my best friend at the time were there together. And they're like trying not to look at me to laugh. And I'm like howling.
And we can
on the
hear you
ground.
laughing.
And I'm laughing so hard. And they're like,
and they're all just watching you.
Yeah.
The silence from their side, but then
Yeah.
you see somebody
Yeah.
hysterically
what
laughing
is going
through the
on with
window.
her? And I was like,
Yeah.
yes. They're like, it wasn't that funny, but
real
what made it
classy.
harder was that I laughed so hard that I made you two laugh.
Yeah, and I think everyone after that, the meditation class was pretty much over, and it
Yep.
became like a laughing yoga clinic.
Pretty much it was laughing yoga because they were watching me like, what is so funny?
I'm
Yeah.
the same way. If I hear someone laugh, it's dead silence, like you're in an elevator or somewhere and someone farts, I'm the person who starts giggling. And then I can't contain it. I have to turn myself into a corner and just look at the wall and keep laughing.
And why does that sound so funny? Rose, you always do the whoopee
Remember?
cushion like
No,
sound effects.
I've downloaded a fart app. I know this is
We're
weird.
really mature here.
Yeah,
We're
we're
Tribe
mature.
Called Dhillon
and
podcast.
I will
Yeah.
send these guys about a fart. And I love doing it in the Dhillon family chat where I send this 15-second clip of multiple farts. And I do it because I know how much my dad can't
Yeah.
stand it. He thinks it's so uncouth. And
thinks it's so immature.
unladylike and so unfeminine. Like you cannot, like, he's got these rules about farting and you must use the bathroom for it at all times. So I purposely make that 15-second clip.
Yeah.
It's audio. And I know when he plays it, he gets so mad about
You should be like, shout out to you, Pops, today. I
Actually, it's his birthday on Monday. I'm going to do
Yeah.
that for his birthday
I
just to
think-
get him going.
Buy him a fart machine.
I think our father is the only man that we know that's never farted in front of
Not
us.
never. He just gets up and leaves.
He gets up and leaves.
I've never farted
He's too
in
ashamed.
front of anyone.
I have.
I have not. I was in a relationship with somebody, and then they said that, oh, you're going to fart within the first year. I said, for me, I don't have a problem with people farting. Just me personally, I just think it's a little unladylike, and it's just not me.
It's
and the
natural.
sound.
It's human.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At some point, I know gravity's going to take over. My body's going to like, boing. But until that happens, I refrain from farting around people.
I'm okay with it, but if you know it's going to be a ratchet, stanky one, then get up and go over there. Get out of the room. Because some of the guys that are like protein farts, man, they're like disgusting. Like my good friend used to always go cruising. And when he's about to let one rip, he'll put the window lock on and put the windows up and let it rip. I almost died like multiple times. Like I'm like trying to struggle for air, and he's just going crazy, and it just keeps coming out. Like it was. I almost threw up in there, and like I went to start punching him in the face while he's driving, so he'd unlock the window.
Have you ever gone? Have you ever gone in a public place and done a drive-by fart? You know, the ones where you just
all the
walk
time.
by.
Oh my! So that
All the
reminds
time.
me of a friend of mine had that. She's our cousin, and we used to go to clubs together in our 20s. And you know what she'd do? We'd be dancing. All of a sudden, I'm like. And she'd go, shh, and she'd go like this, and I go, oh my God, what are you doing? She's like, shh, and she would just be airing herself.
That's the worst in a
It was
club.
so funny when she would do that. I was like, you were so gutsy. I just loved that she was like, it's okay, I'm not going to go to the bathroom.
I think I know
And she's like,
exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's like, this song is so great. Like, I wasn't going to leave this song when I had to, I'm like, wow.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about because I actually went to a Bikram's yoga clinic with this individual, and you know how they hotbox the class, just they close it, and they farted there too. I'm like, I'm never
steam-
going to go anywhere
Wet
with this
steam
individual.
fart is the
Yeah,
worst.
and I know
That's so
exactly who this
ratchet.
person is.
Our viewers are going to be like, we just spent 15 minutes talking about fart.
Yeah.
How do they do that? Hey, listen, just laugh a little bit.
Sometimes we just
Yeah, let
we
it
get
be,
off
man.
track.
Yeah,
We're
we get
human.
off track and we actually enjoy it. So when we get to laugh,
Right.
we're hoping you get to laugh with us.
We started off the episode with the pursuit of purpose, happiness, and then now we ended up with fart. And so, in essence, see, whatever
Laugh
can
with
make you
us, laugh
smile.
at us. It doesn't matter.
right.
The pursuit of happiness is laughter.
Anything to de-stress and not make yourself take yourself so seriously. I think that's what we're trying to say.
I totally agree.
I think with
Laugh at
that,
yourself.
we are going to leave it with laughter and laughter.
Yeah,
I was going to say
let's leave it
laughter and farting.
We'll
but
leave it
no.
at the
No,
last.
we leave it with laughter because
Leave it at the
whatever it
last
takes
part.
to make
Yes.
you laugh, please ensure you laugh every day of your life. It's such a good, healthy therapy. It's just 5 minutes of your day. Go play something or think of some memory that makes you laugh. It's really, really therapeutic.
Find a really good comedian that you like.
Yes.
Love Sebastian Maniscalco,
David
Chris Rock,
Chappelle.
any of them. Go find a clip. But if you want instant laugh relief, go find a bike prank video on YouTube. I don't know who those people are that have done
And
that.
let us know if the bike prank does anything for you.
Yeah, let us know,
let us know if
how
you're
does it
feeling
work for
it.
you guys and how funny you found it.
Comment on the
And if
video.
you found a good one, send it our way. Send us a
Please
link.
do. Please send it my
Yeah.
way. I love those videos.
And remember, if you have to fart, go ahead and fart. It's okay.
And
be okay.
until gravity takes over, if you don't want to fart, then don't fart either.
And if you know it's going to be a stanky ratchet one, at least try to walk away because people smell it. They know where it's coming from.
Okay, so on that note, we want to say thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. We apologize that we got carried away with farting, but hey, we're human. And that is a human condition, farting.
Totally, it's natural.
It's natural. It's natural gas.
Yep.
Yeah. With that said, Al, would you like to close the show?
Sure. Well, from all of us here at A Tribe Called Dhillon and our special guest, as per your request, Miko Dhillon, thank you all for tuning in for another episode of A Tribe Called Dhillon podcast. We really appreciate you. We appreciate the love and the support that you guys have been sending us. Please go ahead and share, like, and subscribe. Catch us on all the social media channels. And really hope to see you again next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.